The rain pounded the streets of Lagos like angry drums, lightning cracking open the night sky. A young woman in a torn white gown ran barefoot through the mud, her veil shredded, her eyes wild with fear. Behind her, a man in a black suit stumbled after, his shirt soaked in blood. "Amara!" he cried out, his voice almost lost in the storm. Just hours before, Amara had been standing at the altar of St. Dominic's Church, glowing in her wedding gown, her heart pounding with joy. Daniel, her groom, had looked at her with tears in his eyes as the priest raised his hands to bless them. Family members filled the pews, music floated from the choir loft, and the scent of roses filled the air. Then, without warning, the church doors burst open. A gang of masked men stormed in, guns raised, shouts echoing against the stained glass. Panic erupted. Guests screamed and ducked under benches. Mothers clutched their children. The choir scattered. And at the center of the chaos, Daniel froze. Because among the masked intruders, one face was not hidden. It was Victor, his brother. The brother Daniel had buried in his heart years ago, believing him dead. Victor's eyes burned with rage as he leveled a gun at Daniel. "You stole my life, my inheritance, my woman, my name. Today, I take everything back." The shot rang out before Daniel could speak. He lunged, the bullet tearing through his shoulder, blood staining his crisp white shirt. Amara screamed as the church descended into madness. In desperation, she dragged Daniel out the side door, holding him as he bled on her gown. They stumbled into the storm, chased by Victor's men. Now, soaked and trembling, they found shelter in an abandoned warehouse near the docks. Daniel collapsed against a pillar, gasping. Amara tore strips from her dress to bind his wound, her hands shaking. "You're losing too much blood," she whispered, tears mixing with rain. Daniel gritted his teeth. "We can't keep running. Victor won't stop until one of us is dead." Her heart broke at his words. "You promised me forever," she said, clutching his face. "Don't let tonight be the end." Before he could answer, slow, deliberate footsteps echoed inside. Victor emerged from the shadows, rain dripping from his leather jacket. His gun gleamed under the dim light. "You can't hide from me," he said coldly. "Amara, you should know the truth about your precious groom. He built his empire on my corpse." Amara froze. "What do you mean?" Victor laughed bitterly. "Ask him. Our father's fortune was mine, but Daniel forged the will, stole the estate, and left me for dead. Every luxury you enjoy is built on lies." Her eyes darted to Daniel. His silence stabbed her heart. "Daniel, is this true?" Daniel lowered his gaze, pain written across his face. "I did what I had to," he whispered. "Victor would have destroyed everything. He was reckless, dangerous. I did it to protect us, Amara. I did it for love." Victor roared with fury. "You took everything from me, and now you'll watch me take her." He raised the gun, but before he could fire, police sirens wailed in the distance. Victor panicked, grabbing Amara and yanking her against him. "If I'm going down, she's going with me." Daniel staggered forward, raising his hands. "Take me instead. Leave her, Victor. I'll give you everything. The company, the estate, even my life. Just let her go." For a heartbeat, Victor hesitated, torn between vengeance and blood. But the rage consumed him. He tightened his grip, Amara gasping for breath. Desperate, she stomped on his foot, twisting free. The gun fired. Bang! The bullet grazing her arm. Daniel lunged, tackling Victor, they crashed to the ground, fists flying, years of hatred exploding in each blow. The brothers fought savagely, blood and sweat mixing, while Amara scrambled for the gun. Her hands shook as she raised it, pointing at Victor. "Amara!" Daniel shouted, his voice strangled as Victor pinned him down. "Do it! End this!" Tears blurred her vision. Her heart screamed in agony. If she pulled the trigger, she would save the man she loved, but she would also become a killer. With a sob, she fired into the wall, the bullet shattering brick inches from Victor's head. The sound stunned him. Daniel shoved him off just as police stormed in, weapons drawn. Victor was wrestled to the ground, handcuffed, spitting curses as officers dragged him away. Silence fell. The storm outside eased, replaced by the wail of distant sirens. Amara dropped the gun, collapsing into Daniel's arms, sobbing. "You saved me," he whispered, his voice hoarse. "Not with bullets, but with love." They clung to each other in the darkness, surrounded by broken glass and shattered dreams, yet still alive. In the days that followed, Victor's crimes were exposed: embezzlement, fraud, extortion. His fall shook the city. Daniel, once a man of shadows, stood in court and confessed the truth. He admitted forging the will, admitted stealing his brother's birthright. "I thought I was protecting love, but I was feeding hate." Amara sat in the front row, her face streaked with tears. She saw not a villain, but a broken man trying to make things right. And when the judge sentenced him to community service and financial restitution, she stood by him, her hand in his. Months later, they rebuilt their lives, not with lies, but with truth. Their wedding was simple, quiet, held under the open sky with only a few loved ones. No grand estate, no lavish riches, just two souls, scarred, yet bound together. And as Daniel slipped the ring on her finger, he whispered, "Forever begins again." Amara smiled through her tears, knowing their love had survived betrayal, bullets, and storms, not because it was perfect, but because it was real. After the warehouse fight, the police arrested Victor, but his story didn't just end in handcuffs. In court, as Daniel confessed his own sins, Victor too was forced to face justice. The evidence of his crimes, fraud, violence, attempted murder, was overwhelming. But the judge, recognizing the years of betrayal between the brothers, gave a sentence that shocked everyone. Victor was not sent away forever. Instead, he was imprisoned for several years with the possibility of early release if he showed true reform. Amara visited him once, months later. Behind the glass wall of the prison, Victor's fiery eyes were dimmer. He looked at her and whispered, "I only wanted what was mine, but hate destroyed me." Amara's heart ached, but she simply said, "It's never too late to choose peace." And for the first time, Victor lowered his gaze, not in defeat, but in reflection. When Daniel and Amara finally rebuilt their lives, Victor remained a shadow in the background, paying for his crimes, but slowly finding redemption in silence. So, the ending leaves him alive, punished, but with a faint glimmer of hope that one day he too could change.